Okay, this is the last of the pre-writing videos. So remember, before you start, we've already talked about a few things. We talked about brainstorming, just putting many ideas on paper. We don't really care if they're good ideas or bad ideas. We just want many ideas on paper. The second thing is to start to put similar ideas together. Start to think about what are bigger ideas, more supporting ideas, and maybe make a mind map here. The third thing is we want to decide what order do we want to present our information. What makes the most logical order? What makes the strongest argument or the biggest impact? And now the fourth step. The fourth and final step before you actually start writing is to make an outline. And that's what this video is going to talk about. It takes us from brainstorming to making an outline. This is the basic format for an outline. Up at the top, you have your main topic. Over to the left, you have your main idea 1, main idea 2, and main idea 3. Now here, usually we use Roman numerals. So this is actually I, IV, and so on. Now within the paragraph of the main idea, you have to have supporting ideas. So if we look at number 1 again, I, we have two main supporting ideas. We have an A and a B. A and a B support I. Now, if there's more specific ideas, for example, if there's an idea that supports B, we might have a 1 and a 2. If there's even more specific ideas, we might have a small a, small b, and so on. Maybe I decided to write a paper about smoking. So now smoking is my main topic. I brainstormed some ideas, I made a basic mind map. After I make the mind map, the next thing I want to do is decide what order do I want to present my information. So maybe I thought about it a little bit, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is harmful substances, then I'm going to talk about the health risks, and then lastly, social aspects. After I made my mind map and decided what order I want to present my information, now I can transfer that information from my mind map to an outline format. So if we just look at the first one, harmful substances, we have nicotine, tar, and formaldehyde. Now even here, even with my A, B, and C for nicotine, tar, and formaldehyde, I thought about what order I want to present this information and why. So for my whole outline here, I've taken the information from my mind map and just moved it over into an outline format. When you have it in an outline format, now you can add more information. So nicotine, for example, why is it so harmful? I have a 1 and a 2 there to explain why it's so harmful. Talk about the addictive properties of nicotine and so on. If maybe I decide after I make my basic mind map and I start putting in outline format, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of information on harmful substances in cigarettes. If that happens, then what I can do is to narrow my topic down again. I can narrow it down not just to smoking, but narrow it down to harmful substances in cigarettes. If I do this, then my first paragraph might be about nicotine, my second paragraph might be about formaldehyde, and then my third paragraph might be about tar. Here I taken my outline, looked at it, did some research, and decided now I want to narrow my topic even further to make it maybe a little more interesting for my audience. So let's go ahead and just review really quickly why an outline is important. The main thing is it keeps your ideas organized. That's why we make an outline. So we want to see logical support for each idea. So if one of our main supporting ideas is I, we can see that A and B have to support that topic I. If it doesn't, then it shouldn't be in that paragraph. So we can start to see what ideas support other ideas, what are larger ideas, and what are more specific ideas. Now, before you make an outline, you have to have knowledge about the topic. You probably couldn't make an outline right now about Angola. You probably don't know much about the country Angola in order for you to write a paper about it. So in order for you to make an outline, you definitely have to do research first before you can make the outline. Of course, throughout this whole process, throughout steps 1, brainstorming, step 2, making a mind map, step 3, putting things in a logical order, and step 4, making an outline. Throughout this whole process, you can add, subtract, and change ideas. The last thing, for an outline, just like with brainstorming or mind mapping or anything else, you just want to write words or phrases. You don't want to write long sentences or paragraphs usually, right? You don't want anything that long. When you write your paper, then you put it into a proper paragraph format.